Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my another anime review. I just finished watching Shuffle. I have to say, after watching this anime, it's probably one of my favorite romantic comedies ever now. Just trying to get to the page here. Okay. Yeah. This is another anime that I've been meaning to watch for years. And I just finally got around to it. Here we are. Okay. Has a manga, a game, a light novel, an anime, and a sequel. Or, not sure if it's a sequel or what. Shuffle Memories. I haven't actually watched it yet, so I'll get around to watching it eventually. But, Shuffle, directed by Naoto Hosoda and by Studio Asread. And originally ran from July 7th, 2005 to January 5th, 2006, with a total of 24 episodes in the end. So, what is Shuffle about? Well, Shuffle, oh god. The main character name is Rin Tsuchimi, I believe. Something like that. I'll just call him Rin. The main character's name is Rin. And it starts out like any other romantic comedy does. With this one main character guy being surrounded by many females. Except with a twist added to it. Basically, in this world, the realm of the demons there's the realm of the demons and the realm of the gods and the realm of the humans, and they basically coexist. I mean, there's still three separate realms, but the gods and the demons are free to come to the realm of the humans. Although I don't believe that's vice versa. Like, humans can't go to the realm of the demons or the realm of the gods freely without permission. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so. Yeah, and two of the women that are always around Rin and are in love with him are a demon and a god. One of them being the daughter of the king of the demons, and one of them being the daughter of the king of the gods. There's Narine, who's the daughter of the king of the demons, and Sia, who's the daughter of the king of the gods. There's also Primala, who isn't really a love interest for him, probably because she's so young. I mean, there are some jokes about that in the series, but nothing really happens with it, obviously. There's Asa Shigure, who's the main one, who he ends up with in the end. Then there's Kaede Fuyu. I want to say there's like one more, but apparently not. So yeah, so those are basically the girls, okay? So aside from that small like twist at the beginning with the demons and the gods and whatnot, it starts out basically just like any other romantic comedy anime. It really does. But the way it's executed and the way it plays out in the end definitely makes it stand apart from other anime in this genre. Okay. Because throughout the course of the series, there is a lot of, I guess I can say, like, depressing moments in a way, because the story is very deep, and each one of our main characters is deep and well developed. Okay, so the way it plays, the way it's executed and plays out in the end is not generic at all. It's really not. And this is why I keep saying you can have a generic concept for a story and still have it turn out great. Okay, because this series I felt really turned out great. All right. Now, like a lot of romantic comedies, there are groups of episodes in here that basically tells a story arc about each individual girl. And what I mean by that is like they're still all connected in the same story, but each story arc not every story in here, but there are little story arcs that focus mainly on a specific girl. For example, and I'm not going to be able to remember the groups of episodes here, but my favorite story arc aside from the last one, so my second favorite story arc was probably the one that had to do with Primula finding out that she is neither demon nor god, but she's not a human either. She was an experiment, basically, by the realm of the demons and the realm of the gods. I forget what the name of the project was, and I forget what exactly was. Well, can't find the name of it. Damn it. I forget what it was for exactly. I think they were trying to create some like artificial life forms or something. And they ended up creating Primula. Okay. And they sent her to the realm of the humans because they were hoping that she could become basically just like a normal girl. However, because her emotions were getting let out, she ended up becoming horribly sick. Okay, and so then she had to go back to the realm of the the realm of the demons, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was the realm of the gods. I don't remember where exactly she was experimented on at, but still, though, that was probably my second favorite story arc in the series because you really felt connected with her character, and they do that very well with a lot of characters in this series. Okay, such as Kaede's story arc as well, which is probably my third favorite story arc in the series. Which is where we find out her and Reen's backstory together. Basically, at the start of the series, they're living together, and we learn why during her story arc. It's because her dad took Reen in when they were little. I'm guessing because his parents must have died or something, and the two of them were always really close. However, Kaede's mother ended up getting killed in a car wreck, and so Reen basically had to take care of her after that. However, Reen told her that it was his fault because he was being selfish and wanted her to come home, when in reality it was actually, well, it wasn't actually her fault, but she found out that she found out later on, years later, that her mother came home actually because of her, because she wanted her to come home, okay? And that's when she got hit in the car. Obviously, it's not her fault that she died, but she ended up blaming herself after she found out about that, because before that she actually blamed Reen and she couldn't stand him. Okay. However, after finding out the truth, she decided to devote her life to Reen, and she was kind of lying to herself in a way, because she actually ended up falling in love with him, and she wanted to make herself believe that that she was doing this just to make it up to him, when in reality she was actually falling in love with him, which I actually really enjoyed. So I really enjoyed that one as well. And then there was the final story arc, which had to do with Asa, the girl that Reen ended up with in the end, which is where she's actually technically human, but her mother is a demon, and her mother was, remember Primula and the project I talked about? She was an experiment and whatnot. Well, her mother was the first experiment. And the demons and the gods thought that she was dead, but instead she ended up flying to Earth, or getting launched to Earth basically, and meeting a man who saved her life and ended up becoming her husband and was the father of Asa. And Asa technically is a human. Alright, she inherited a human body from her father, but her magic from her mother. And Asa almost fucking died in the end, and it required using her magic all up in order to save her life. But she wouldn't do it because she felt that if she did, she would have been hurting her mother. Okay. And Reen had to convince her that she had to use her magic in order to live, or else her mother would be suffering even more, and so would he. And eventually she did, But that tension that was built up, like, this series also does a great job at building up tension. I think the tension was built up the best during those final few episodes, really. So yeah. And then of course there's Sia and Narene, who kind of got their own story arcs, although they were definitely the shortest and least impressive. I definitely enjoyed them, don't get me wrong. And I definitely love that Asa's the one who ended up with Reen in the end, because she is my favorite character. But it did seem kind of abrupt, because like for a while I honestly thought he was going to end up with Sia. Okay, like it seemed to me like that was what it was going for. However, I still have to compliment it in this regard because it wasn't really showing, like, it seemed like it was showing an obvious bias, like 99.9% of romantic comedy anime do, but it kind of reverted away from that later on, which I actually really commend it for. God damn, there's so many things that this series does right. There really wasn't a single girl that I disliked, and I liked Reen, so I loved all the main characters. Okay. And, there's lots of other side characters too, There's the scummy for some reason, best friend of Reen. There's their teacher, who's fucking hilarious. There's another girl who's basically there, but she's not a potential love interest for him at all. She's basically just their friend at school. And there's a few other side characters as well that aren't really worth talking about. So that's really the main cast, and they were all very good. They really were, especially Sia. Generally speaking, romantic comedy anime are the ones where you liking it, like, just usually depends on if you like the final couple. Which in this one I did like the final couple, but also all the characters, all the girls I think are really good. So I think even if you don't like the end result here, you'll still like. You'll still like the series, I think, at least a little bit. Okay, so that's in terms of the plot and the characters. The animation is pretty standard, I think, for the most part. There are some of the more dramatic scenes usually have better animation, but other than that, the animation's not really much to speak of. Okay, and the art is pretty standard for this type of a romantic comedy, but I still really enjoyed looking at it. The music was really good for a romantic comedy. It wasn't anything that I'll be remembering once I watch more anime and get more music stuck in my head. Right now I can remember some of it, but eventually I'm sure I'll forget about it. The opening was really good, and so was the ending too. Okay. So what else is there to talk about here about this series? I really don't think there is anything else. Oh, man. Shuffle was a very good romantic comedy, and like I said earlier in this review, it's probably one of my favorite romantic comedies now. Okay. Like I said before, it started out like a generic romantic comedy, but the way it was executed and concluded made it so much more, made it really stand out from the bunch. And that's something I really admire in a series, okay? When they're able to take a generic concept and turn it into something different, which I really feel is what Shuffle did. And that's why I definitely recommend Shuffle for anyone who does genuinely like romantic comedy anime, okay? Because it's definitely different from your standard. So anyways, overall I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.